drinking wouldn't have allowed me to explore this other area of me and kind of was keeping me at this level. Like drinking, when you're drinking a lot, never elevates you. It never progresses you forward. All it does is just keep you here. Keeps you here. You know, you never have heard anybody ever say that I am really glad I started drinking again. Nobody's ever said that because there's no reason to be glad if you've stopped and you've seen the positive aspects that drinking has made towards your life being improved in every way, shape, or form. It's like there's no reason to look back, and that's where I'm sitting right now. I'm really not even like, oh, I'm 100 days sober. I hope I can make it 100 more. I'm almost like drinking isn't even a thing for me anymore. I don't drink, and life has gotten so much better without drinking in every way. So I know a lot of people hit me up on Twitter about being sober. I know a lot of people always ask me questions about it. So I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to form a place where people can get together and talk about issues with addiction. It doesn't have to be limited to alcohol. It can be any other addiction. I know there's every addiction out there. And even if you're having a hard time in life with depression, if you're having a hard time in life with your family, with work, anything, I know that everybody needs somebody to talk to, and not everybody has somebody to talk to. So I'm going to use Ruin Your Day as a platform for that. Every week on Wednesdays, I haven't decided a time yet, probably around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to have Ruin Your Day live for an hour. And basically what's going to be happening is the chat is going to be live, and that's going to be used as the floor for everybody to talk. I might be on a video feed answering questions to the chat. I might pull up some music that Ruin Your Day made to play. I might play some video in the background. It's going to be sort of a free-form vehicle type of feed. There's not going to be really a set thing that we're doing. The only thing that I want to go on is I want people to feel like it's a safe place to come into and talk and vent, talk to other people, maybe give advice. I'll be in there if anybody wants to ask any questions about being sober. I can give whatever advice I can for that. And yeah, essentially, I just think there needs to be a place like that. I think AA works really well for a lot of people because it's a community. It's a strong-knit community. You have a sponsor that holds you accountable for not drinking. You have other people that are going through the same thing as you. You realize there's a whole world out there of people that just don't drink. And that's rare these days, honestly. So I want there to be a place like that on Ruin Your Day that's doesn't have to be just limited to alcohol. It could be anything. You know, like my parents went through some heart problems this year, and that really devastated me. So, you know, I needed somebody to talk to about that. My ex-girlfriend's dog that I really love got cancer. My close friend just had cancer. So it's been tough for me as well this year, and I'm really thankful that I've had Ruin Your Day to talk to you guys about battle rap and forget about the troubles in my life, but I want to give back, and I want to create a platform where we can all come together and sort of be each other's shoulder to lean on every now and then. So just wanted to make this video to talk about me getting sober, my experience with it. Honestly, to wrap this up, being sober is like probably the best thing that's happened to me in a long time. Me breaking up with my ex-girlfriend that I love to this day has been the best thing that's ever happened to me too as well. It's really like jump-started me to make big improvements in my life that I'm really proud of. And yeah, I mean, I think anybody out there that's struggling with addiction, the first question you need to ask for yourself, if you're thinking that you might have a drug problem, alcohol problem, any sort of problem, is if I'm asking myself if I have a problem, I might have a problem. Do you want to take the next step to solving it? Do you want to get clean? Do you want to get sober? And all I can say is being sober is amazing. It's great. I would never trade it for anything. It works really well for me. Other people can drink responsibly. I'm not one of those people. I can't drink responsibly at all. So, yeah, guys, I just want to thank you all for helping me through my year of sobriety. You guys really made a huge difference in my life. I want to thank everybody out there that supported Ruin Your Day, all the patrons, all the people that did a watch episode, all the guests, all the people that tuned in for watch, everybody that bought merch, everybody that bought music. It means the world to me. So thank you guys. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Ruin an Hour, a safe place to talk about anything sobriety, addiction, depression, anxiety, balance in life. My name is Kyle Gray. We are live 2 times a week, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Sundays, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is Ruin an Hour. This is the quarantine special. We've been under quarantine for about a week. Los Angeles is a lot like other huge metropolitan areas in the world. We're on a shelter-at-home policy, so we really can't go outside unless it's for essential items. And yeah, so we've been doing that. So I kind of wanted to do a special on ways to keep ourselves mentally healthy during this time. I kind of talked about it before, but I think it'd be good to just go over like different routines, practices you can do during this, kind of like keep yourself in a good mental space, because I feel like this is going to be a lot longer than we think it is. I feel like currently we're kind of under the mindset of this is going to end soon because we want it to end soon, and it's uncomfortable right now to be quarantined, to be inside, to be not working, to be not exercising, to be not socializing with people, social distancing. It's all really difficult, but this is 100% necessary to flatten the curve of this coronavirus, unfortunately. So we have to do this, and I don't think this is going to be a short thing by any means, and that alone is a heavy weight. And for somebody that has any mental health issues, anybody that has depression, anxiety, addiction, that can be really triggering. So I understand that, and I kind of want to work through that today. But you guys got anything on the chat that we want to talk about beforehand? I'm completely open to it. Mega Johnny, I think this is probably going to be a couple months, to be honest with you. I've heard everything from it's going to last 2 weeks to 18 months, but I think at least this is going to last a couple months. I think the reason why, at least in Los Angeles, people aren't coming out and being like it's a 3-month shelter-in-home policy is because it's much easier to take things little by little, by chunks. So I think after this month-long period ends, there's going to be another month-long period and possibly another. So I think we're just at the start of this. But yeah, guys, what do you guys want to talk about? Joey, I saw that you're dealing with anxiety. Is there anything you want to bring up in the chat about what you've been going through? Above Elements, Yoavo, how's your typical quarantine day going? What's the routine? I've been lighting incense and meditating every morning. Yo, Above Elements, that's amazing. I should be doing that. If I had incense, I would definitely be doing that. I started reading a book on meditation, and honestly, I kind of fell off reading it. I've been joy reading more so than reading for my mental exercise recently. I've been reading a lot of manga, which is cool, and that's fun, and that's fine. But at the same time, I need to read for pleasure and then also for health as well. So, yeah, I started reading a book on meditation, and I kind of backed away from it because it wasn't really my cup of tea. But, yeah, so I need to get back into it. But usually my routine is I wake up and I eat, and then I work out in my room. I've been starting to do that. And that's been really difficult for me because if you guys know anything about me, I'm a big, enormous fitness freak. I love the gym. The gym is an enormous part of therapy for me, a big part of my lifestyle. So when they closed the gyms down, kind of gave me a little anxiety. I needed to format my lifestyle a little bit differently. So I started going to a track at the college, and then they closed that. So then I'm kind of left without something to do. And then me just running outside is kind of just that's not really social distancing. That's literally me not staying at home. So I've been working out in my room. And what I've been doing is I've been doing 100 sit-ups, 300 push-ups, and 400 squats in like straight. So that takes me around 20 to 25 minutes. I just basically do like 20 sets of 10 sit-ups, 10 to 15 sit-ups, 20 or 15 push-ups, and then 20 squats 20 times. So, and that's been pretty good. It's a good cardiovascular workout. It's kind of like a Murph in a way, but I do miss going outside and running a lot. But the thing is, this is gonna be a big lifestyle adjustment for us all. So I need to just learn how to deal with it and get in a mental state where it's healthy. Today I went on a really long walk, and I kind of felt a little guilty about it, to be honest, because I know that that's not staying at home, and I know that if everybody went on walks, then none of us would be staying at home. So I kind of, was a little selfish and went out for like a 2.5 hour long walk. Didn't see a lot of people, but I'm not going to make that an everyday thing. So unfortunately, walks like that are going to be a liberty at a time like this where we're supposed to be staying inside. So, but yeah, guys, Joey Owens, I see that a lot of people are giving you some advice about the anxiety in the chat. That's good. That's really good. I know that this time can be extremely triggering for people with anxiety and depression and addiction. And yeah, this is going to be a test for us all. Yeah, so I'm just going to do that like workout every day, hopefully. So I've been reading Berserk, which is like really long, and I've already read it too. So I'm just rereading it. I literally will stay up until like 2 a.m. reading manga in my room. But yeah, guys, so let's talk about some things we can do to calm the. Let's see. Does this? All right, I'm gonna do a different sort of screen so you guys can see what I'm reading. Hopefully, this will be helpful. But I just looked up at this article. I kind of want to just go over it. It's on CNBC.com. And yeah, let's talk about it. So what individuals can do. However, as more and more people face the prospects of several weeks of quarantine or social distancing, individuals will also have to establish their own ways of preserving their mental health at home. We've compiled the advice of psychology experts as well as health bodies to find out their top tips. Alrighty. So here's some, yo, Mega Johnny, if you ever want to reach out to me over that, because I went through that exact same thing, just hit me up, man. Like, literally just, like, send me an email. I can talk to you about that, because I went through exactly what you're going through right now. And this time, if any, is the worst thing to do, to be going through. But here's a big one: create a routine. And that's a huge, enormous thing. And I heard a lot of people actually in the military say this, that if you can do anything at all, like if you're depressed, if you're suffering from anxiety, when you get up in the morning, just make your bed. That's all you need to do, is just make your bed, because it's a small thing to do, but it's already an accomplishment. You're already being productive. You're already doing something as soon as you wake up. As soon as you don't make your bed, you're already like kind of letting your first things slide. So just get up in the morning and just make your bed, and it'll make you already feel like you're in a routine. But create a routine, change out your pajamas, shower, and make a to-do of all the things you want to achieve each day to create a sense of normality and productivity. It's pretty true, like my routine is I wake up, I take a shower, I eat breakfast, I work out, take another shower, and then I work for a couple hours. Then I either go live on Watch or I do a Ruin an Hour, and then I read either manga or a book until I fall asleep. So that's my like routine nowadays. And I think it's really important to have a routine, especially when you're at home and time can become really weird at home. Like it can just kind of slip by, and like you can be like, oh wow, it's already like nighttime. I just didn't do anything today. So create a routine. That's pretty good. Break up your day. Find tasks to break up your day, and where possible, change your environment for different activities. So this one's really good. It's kind of not really possible, in my opinion, with people that are sheltered at home. You can't really like change your environment, but I think what they're talking about is not hanging out just in your bedroom all day. If you live in an apartment, go to your living room. If you have a roof on your apartment complex, go to your roof a little bit. Take a walk around your block. I mean, Still kind of hesitant about suggesting going outside because I feel like that's not really what this whole quarantine thing is about. But just changing your environment, breaking up your day is a good thing. A good activity to break up your day is literally working out in your room. Just doing, like, literally just do 5 push-ups a day. Just do 5 push-ups a day, 10 crunches, and do like a set of like 3 of those. And that will break up your day because it will be like before I worked out, when I work out, after I work out. Take care of your body. Eat healthy, get plenty of sleep, and exercise daily. All incredible things to do when you're going through this quarantine. Eating healthy is really not easy during this. I mean, that's coming from somebody that really loves to eat healthy, but I also really love to eat junk food. I love pizza. I love fucking chips. I love crackers. It's like, I love food that's not really that good for you. I love Mexican food. And it's really hard to not eat bad when you have nothing else to do, when you're just at home. But all I try to think of when I really want to eat bad consistently, not even like when I'm like, oh, I haven't like ate bad for a little bit, let me have a cheat meal, is how you'll feel after you eat that meal. And every time after I eat like a fucking whole pizza by myself and I'm like there in my room just like watching anime and eating a pizza, I literally feel like dog shit. Like I don't feel good at all. And I always remember that. I'm like, I'm not going to feel good. Sure, I like my brain wants this because it tastes good, but after I get done with this meal, I'm going to feel bad. And then when I eat a healthy meal afterwards, I feel great. And every time I do that, I'm like, I love that. Avo, can you binge eat healthy? For sure, man. For sure you can. You definitely can. Artur, which supplements would you say to take for someone who just started dieting and exercising? Also ordering some turmeric supplements as is believed to be the best anti-inflammatory spice as I need. Artur, I would say the only real supplements you need is protein. Everything else you can get from food. You can get from real food. Amino acids, creatine, all that stuff that a lot of people that first get into like fitness start doing, you can just get that from regular food. So if you need more protein, get some protein. If you're not really somebody that likes whey, you can get plant-based protein. I would highly suggest doing that. But yeah, just protein is really all you need, and some omega-3s, CS star, that's pretty good as well. But if you're eating fish, you can just get that from fish. But yeah, I would say protein is the most important by far. And if you're not going outside, some vitamins as well. Some multivitamins is pretty good for you. Take care of your body. Help others. If you're not under strict isolation rules yourself and you're in a position to do so, find ways to support those in need by offering to run errands and collect supplies for them. I think that's really good. I think I'm kind of torn on this as well because it's like problematic to suggest people going and doing stuff for others because they're kind of putting themselves at risk and also their loved ones at risk. But if you're in a position to do that, it is good. And also if you're in a position to volunteer for something like that, it's wonderful. There's also other things you can volunteer for that you're not physically there and you can do remotely that I highly suggest. I think helping others is the best thing we can do with our lives. So, and it will give you a strong sense of purpose. Stay connected. Make the most of technology and stay in touch with colleagues, friends, and family via phone calls, texts, social media, and video conferencing. Everybody I know is FaceTiming each other, having FaceTime dates. One of my good friends is she literally is having she FaceTimes all day, every day, pretty much with all of her friends. And yeah, I call my parents every day now. I used to call my mom like once every 3 days, and I've been literally calling her every day. I've talked to people I haven't talked to in months over this. Staying connected is really, really important because this thing can become not only like a quarantine, but a really huge self-isolating thing. And if you're not reaching out, staying connected with people, it can be really hard to get through. So I think it's a good idea to stay connected. Limit media intake. Stay informed about the situation via reliable sources, but limit your news and social media intake to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Wonderful advice. Best advice on here, almost in my opinion, that isn't very obvious. When we are going through something like this, I know that the first inclination is to adjust your attention to what's happening in the world. Oh, I need to know what's happening all the time. The problem is the news is a business, and their whole motive is to hook you and get you watching the news 24/7. So they're going to fucking like overload you with dread and fear so you can keep on watching it. Same with social media. It like literally can feel overwhelming in every degree being on social media. I'm on social media too much nowadays. I took social media off my phone, and that was a good thing, but nowadays I'm on my laptop all the time, so I'm on Twitter literally all day. And man, Twitter is, it can be a great tool, but it is for the most part pretty fear-based and pretty toxic. So definitely limit your social media intake and your news intake as much as possible. I know that's not easy because I need to learn to practice that more as well. So, yeah. All right. Prepare medical supplies. This is an interesting one. I haven't done this. So the National Alliance on Mental Illness advises, where necessary, asking your doctor for extended prescription supplies to ride you over for quarantine periods. That's a really good one. So if you guys have prescriptions, getting an extra months of it is a good idea. I think that's really good. Fight boredom. Okay, obviously. Foster a dog. What's up, Dan? Definitely. That's good advice. I mean, I think fostering a dog is actually really good advice. Shelters and rescues are heavily impacted. No gathering means no fundraisers, and people are dumping dogs left and right. Yo, Dan, post up where people can foster dogs in the San Jose area, if they're up there, or the California area. But fighting boredom. Make the most of catching up TV series, reading and exploring projects you have been putting off to beat boredom, and stay mentally active. So yeah, read. If you can read, fucking read. It's so much better than watching a television show. Trust me, man. And if you have a physical book, do that. Do that. It stimulates your mind in a very, very amazing way. But fucking binge watch some TV, man. Entertain yourself. Don't be bored, because being bored in this time is the worst thing. And believe me, there's no reason to be bored. We have so much entertainment at our fingertips. And likewise, we have so much opportunity to learn at our fingertips too. You can take college courses for free. You can read books online for free. You can do everything for free. There's even a lot of companies that are making memberships accessible and free for people just because of what they're going through right now. Avoid burnout. Set strict limits to your work to avoid becoming overwhelmed and make time to unwind. So I think this is really important too. When you first start working at a home, there's a very difficult paradox you enter because you feel like you always need to be working. Because you could always be working. You could never be, because there's no separation between the office and leisure anymore. It's just all the same thing. So whenever you're taking a time for leisure, sometimes you feel guilty. And the thing is, you need to separate that. You need to know when to not work anymore. Right now, if I'm basically, my cutoff time for doing battle rap stuff and ruin your day stuff is when the sun sets. Like if it's nighttime outside, I don't work anymore. And if I'm on my computer, I'm just fucking goofing off, watching a podcast or reading manga. Focus on the positives, amplify good news stories, and honor caregivers working tirelessly to resolve the situation. Fuck yes. That is a great thing you can do in this situation, is focus on the positives, be positive, spread love, compliment people, tell people you fuck with them, try to do good things. If you get food delivered, tip the person a little bit more than you usually do, or tell them thank you. I'm getting my groceries delivered now. I'm not actually physically going to a grocery store. And this whole family the other night came and gave me my groceries, and I thanked all of them so much. I was like, thank you guys. That was so wonderful of you guys to do that and, to put yourself at risk. So thank you for that. And I tipped them more than I usually tip anybody. So I think doing that goes a distance. And especially if you're on something like Twitter or social media, just trying to be positive and put positivity out into the world means so much. So take one day at a time. Try to not project too far into the future. Remember that these are temporary measures and you are not alone. Really good advice there. You got to just take one day at a time. Remember that there's that pie analogy. of if somebody is like, hey, eat this whole pie right now. You look at a whole pie, you're like, fuck, I don't know if I could. But if somebody's like, hey, just eat this slice, and then after it, you can eat another slice. Just take it one slice at a time. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to switch back to the regular view so we can chit-chat. But yeah, I thought those were some good key advices from NBC. But yeah, we can get into the chat. How's everybody feeling? No Mask 9, thanks for joining us. Kevin, Yale is offering a free The Science of Well-Being class. That's amazing. Yeah, I know that Harvard is offering like a bunch of like free classes online too. There's like some link you can go to that I posted in a couple of Rainier Hours a couple weeks ago that had a link to a bunch of free college courses. Everyone who makes music in here should start working on an album. I mean, PS4 and anime is amazing, but it's great to be productive to when this blows over. We have a bunch of tracks to release. Carnage, completely agree. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Balance like the productivity with leisureness as much as you can. Thanks, Metal Mickey. Appreciate you. JJ, I mean, I'm just reading Berserk right now, which is really good. Yo, Noodle197. I also feel that too. I've been wasting every day this quarantine. I can't find a momentum. Yeah, I think a lot of people are like that right now. I think this is kind of like a depressing time. Like, I think a lot of people, this is like not what a lot of people want to be doing. So it's like very understandable that since you're forced to be doing this, you're not like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to be inside for like a couple months. Hell yeah, I'm going to fucking finish an album. I'm going to read all these books. I'm going to work out in my room. I'm going to get super in shape, eat healthy. Nah, what you're going to do is you're going to feel like, fuck, I don't want to be doing this. Let me find something to make myself feel better. And that's usually not something that has a lot of productivity behind it. But you just got to try, man. You just got to like literally get up every day, make a routine, make a to-do list, and just try to be productive every single day. Because I know that the motivation will come. It will come when you're doing it over and over again. Pretzels HD, appreciate you watching Daily Spice, my friend. Yo, Sandy Kane, Sandy also brings up a very good point as well. Try a gratitude list. Maybe if people are feeling down, find things to be grateful for, like Ruin Your Day live streams. Thank you, Sandy. Appreciate that. Jaden, shout out to you as well. Joey, I'm glad you're getting some advice in there. Routine is important in everyday life. Starts with simply making your bed. Exactly, Kevin. Exactly. Pierre, why don't you get a treadmill and face the window or something? I mean, I could, but the whole thing is buying a treadmill. Those are like $1,000. And right now, with my whole financial situation not being really solid, since I have no events coming up, I don't want to just spend $1,000 and be like, oh shit, I can't eat for a month because I have this fucking treadmill. Hell yeah. That's what I did when I was depressed. I would write down 5 things I'm thankful for at the moment every day. Swag Jerry Rice. It's a good way to get through depression. It's practicing gratitude, practicing positive affirmations. I think those are really powerful things to do. J-Dub, hey Avocado, I'm really sad. The only thing that helps is hearing what type or kind of show Diz is going to be doing on here. J-Dub, he's eventually going to have his own show on here, and it's going to be literally whatever he wants. He's going to come on here and just give his opinion on something. I think he's going to do impressions as well, because if you guys know and follow his Instagram, he is amazing at impressions. So I think it's literally going to be a show where he has free creative reign over everything. If you have someone in your life like a SO, you can do that with them. Exchange with them once a week. It gives you something to look forward to as well as reading theirs. Totally. Significant other, I'm assuming, is SO. Definitely. Doing it as a group thing would be dope. Hell yeah, Carnage. Appreciate that. Yeah, J-Dub, Diz is the man. Desi, I'm working on getting in the routine with the kids and it's hard. They don't want to follow a list or routine with me being home. They worked better when I was at work and they had a sitter. Yeah, I know. I could see that being tricky is like getting them in the actual routine. And they just want to play it because I could totally see how kids want this time to just be like playtime. Liam, of course, I'm glad you could get something out of this, man. I hope you're doing good. Are people leaving out God or do they feel God left them out? Sea stars, I don't know. I don't know how people feel about that. Oh, you mean the sky metal, Mickey? Yeah, the air quality is very clear here because people haven't been driving. They did the routine with books and learning chores when I wasn't here. Now I'm not. They're wild. Yeah, because they love you and they want to play. But yeah, you gotta be strict. You gotta make sure they do their schoolwork and make sure they know that them not doing that is gonna hurt them, not you. So, and they have a choice to not do it. It's their free choice, but it's gonna hurt them in the long run. That codependency book, Desi, talks a lot about that, a lot about parenting in there. That I have no experience at all, so I can't really speak from that point of view. But maybe you want to check it out, Facing Codependency. There's a humongous portion on parenting on there that I found really cool. It's probably stuff you already know, but I liked it. Has traffic improved in LA at all? Less time in traffic traveling. I haven't been going anywhere, so I don't know. And also, I don't own a car. But I see a lot less cars on the street. I know that. Do I game? I don't game. I probably should. Probably should pick it up. But I have a lot of other stuff I need to finish before I start gaming. Remon. Yeah, man, I'm okay today. I'm all right. Kind of dealing with a little bit of depression, but I think I'm gonna need to learn how to really navigate through this depression because I feel like it's gonna get pretty bad as this quarantine goes on, and I'm going to need to learn how to navigate it in a very healthy way. So just figuring that out right now. Hell yeah, J Dub, appreciate you, dude. How do I not have a car? My car was repossessed this year because I didn't pay the bills. That's why. I had a bunch of other bills to pay at the time, and I chose to pay these other bills, which were vet bills for my ex-girlfriend's dog. She had cancer, so I chose to pay for her MRI and like a bunch of other things, which cost a decent amount of money. And I ended up paying for those instead of paying like a couple months for my car. I chose to just have my car get repossessed instead. And that's a choice I'm fine with making. I would do anything for that dog, so I'm fine with that. I'll probably get a car again in the future when I'm more financially stable, but yeah. Oh, Sandy, I haven't had a chance to check that out. I will, though. I'm in my own head with what I think is effectively imposter syndrome lately. It's kind of difficult for me to make good designs that I'm proud of without clients. Oh, so, you feel like basically you're not a good designer? Is that what you're feeling like? Oh, like I'm not good enough? Or do you feel like when you do a design, it's copying somebody? Is that what imposter syndrome is? Above Elements, I appreciate you, man. That means a lot to me. Infinity Ripper, I completely understand your stance on it. Do you deal with regret? I personally have a hard time dealing with it. Rimmon, yeah, exactly. I deal with regret a lot. Regret is something that definitely follows me through my life. Heavily. Especially with the choices I've made. A lot of choices I regret. I've learned to take them and move out of being guilt and shameful and more have remorse. But I still think I haven't forgiven myself for a lot of the things I've done. I still think I need to work through those. That's a big part of forgiveness, is learning to be honest with yourself that you might not have forgiven yourself for them. Pierre, thank you, man. Appreciate you. And that makes me doubt the quality of things I make, I suppose. I consider myself not specialized enough. Yo, seriously, Desi, it's chamomile tea. I've been drinking tons of chamomile with honey. Yo, useful nerd. I completely know where you're coming from a design standpoint. Usually when I design stuff, or when I do anything, honestly, I always you're your own worst critic, and this also ropes into self-esteem. You're the hardest person on yourself. We always judge ourselves the most harshly. So our own work, we always see the flaws in it. Oh, that's not that good because this, that, or the other. Even when I film any event, I'm always like, that's not that good because of this. That's not that good because of that. This music video is not that good because of all these reasons. You need to learn to be more fair about your work and look at the good sides of it and know that, like, you're never gonna create, like, this huge masterpiece and just be like, man, I'm the fucking shit. That thing is perfect, you know? It's good to see flaws in things, but it's not good to see flaws in things so much that they weigh you down, and that's the first thing you think of when you look at your own work. When you're looking at your own work and you're like, that's not that good. You should feel good about something you create. I created that. I did that. J-Dub, no, I'm a super big critic to myself. I mean, to be honest, I'm a very, very hard person on myself in every regard, which is not a good thing. This is something that I'm working through with my therapist. I judge myself and the people that I love the most harshly, and that's not good at all. I hold myself to very ridiculous standards that I usually never meet, and therefore I judge myself when I don't meet those standards a lot. And what that's doing is reinforcing a bad sense of self-esteem and unrealistic expectations of myself, constant negativity. So that's something that I'm working through greatly. When I feel anxiety, I start trying to be present in the now. So, like, literally I'd say, okay, I see this laptop, it's nighttime, I see a glass of water. Yo, Sandy, I actually do the same thing. Actually, to ground myself in the now, I definitely like think, oh, I'm talking right now, my hands are moving, this canteen of water is right here, this tea is right here, and I keep looking at, like, the object and be like, it's still right here, I'm still holding it, I'm still lifting it, I'm putting it down. That's a great way to get yourself in the moment and practice mindfulness. We talk a lot about anxiety for those who are out of or have no access to meds. What's your best tips for working through an attack aside from breathing? Amy, I would love for the chat to attack this question. Does anybody have any tips on working through an anxiety attack when they don't have meds that's aside from breathing? Because I have very little experience with anxiety. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you, man. Carnage, I've been drinking a lot of alcohol. I've been sober for a year, but during this time I've wanted alcoholic thinking may help, but I'm avoiding it. Carnage, definitely avoid it. This time is the time to be sober, man. Derek, 24 weeks alcohol free, but I feel like I've been 23 weeks for 2 weeks straight, so I could be off. But we will say it's 24 weeks for now. Derek, congrats. Being present, hot shower, workout, doing chores, skateboarding, breathe 4 counts in, then 5 counts out, bite a lemon. Oh, interesting. Resets the brain. Huh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know about the biting the lemon thing. Reach out to someone supportive and let them know about the anxiety. That's good. find a few songs that really calm me down, so as long as I can catch an attack early enough, I can start playing those on repeat. Oh, that's good. Acknowledge that you cannot die from an anxiety attack is the thing that helped me the most. Also, know that it will pass. Move your body, walk to another room, name something you can see, smell, and hear. Those are all really good advices. Hell yeah. Listen to your favorite music. I create mental pathways before getting to the attack to weaken it when it happens. Great tips. I know the other day to hit me at the dentist, so none of those things are things that I could do. It was the worst. Yeah, that sounds really horrible. I've had a conversation with psychologists about visiting a therapist, but I feel like it's a phase and ignore it, or I feel like others deserve it more than me. Have you had similar feelings? No, I don't think you should ever judge your problems on a scale of comparison to others, Rimmon. Go to therapy. You're as important as anybody to yourself. You're the most important person to yourself. You deserve to be in therapy. With the anxiety, the one thing that's helped me is to make sure I'm aware it will pass. Keep you telling yourself it will pass. An anxiety attack cannot last longer than 15 minutes. See, smell, and hear. Key. Seriously on board with the lemon thing. Yeah, I've never heard about that lemon thing. That's pretty crazy. I didn't know. But I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. It's like literally a shot to your brain. I've heard people like actually take bites of lemons for like pre-workout. It like will do wonders, supposedly. Literally anything to distract you helps in a panic anxiety attack. The more you have to concentrate on the task, the better. I'm always trying to pick up hobbies for this reason. That's really good. That's really good, man. I remember when I had a panic attack that had me in the street in the middle of the road while it was snowing. I've been there, my guys and gals. Fuck yeah, above elements. Yeah, that lemon thing is dope. Good job, Joey. I learned it from a Marine with PTSD. Hell yeah. The noun. I was bit by a dog a couple weeks ago, and now my jaw is feeling stiff. I'm worried about corona if I go to the hospital. How's your week going? The noun. You're worried about getting corona if you go to the hospital. I understand. Your jaw is feeling stiff. Are you worried you might have an infection? I mean, I would say you should go to the hospital because you could die if you have an infection. I think it's really serious, and the chances of you getting through the corona is, if you're young, is pretty good. But if you just don't go to the hospital and you possibly have an infection, your chances are not good of getting through an infection. So I would say go to the hospital. Urgent care might be slightly better than the hospitals to avoid corona, maybe. Totally agree with Amy. It's a good point. I actually didn't think about that. Love takes your mind off anxiety. True shit, sea stars. Love takes your mind off plenty of things. We had a youngest UK death from COVID-19 today, and I think it's made people aware of how serious it is to stay in. Yeah, Carnage. It's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but you know, I didn't when this thing first started happening, I didn't take it seriously at fucking all either. But it's I really do like that everybody is slowly clicking in to taking it all seriously. It seems like it's definitely catching on now. When life gives you lemons, save one for the anxiety attacks. That's fucking funny. Yo, useful nerd, you should just do that. Should be one of your designs, like around a lemon. Like the text could like pathway the lemon. When life gives you lemons, save one for an anxiety attack. My older sister wasn't taking this seriously until I chewed her out and how serious it was. Above elements, out of all the trouble and turmoils you've had in your life, you're here right now with all of us, the writers, talking about mental health. You made it through the BS. I'm proud of y'all. Fuck yeah, above elements. That's amazing, man. It's a really cool thing to say. Of course, Austin. Appreciate you being in here. She was 21, and I think everyone just assumed they were not going to get it if they were young. Carnage, yeah, definitely a lot of people assumed that. I mean, I was one of those people that assumed, I'm like, oh, I'm young, I'm healthy, I'm not at risk. But, like, people in our battle community have got it. B. Floaty Artem. Friend going through a breakup. It's been a year, but I think he only got full closure 5 months ago. In any case, he's been drinking a lot and using a lot of coke. Tips on how to be there for him. You can be there for him as much as you can. Just make him know that it's okay to talk to you about it, and don't get frustrated if he brings up the same thing over and over again, because a lot of times when people are really going through grief, they get in like a loop mindset of talking over the same thing repetitively. Give them as much patience as you can, and know that, suggest that he backs off on the coke and the alcohol, but know that it's going to take him wanting to stop those to stop. You can't force somebody to quit doing drugs or drinking. You need them to want to stop. So be there for him as much as you can. Tell him it's okay, that this is all right to feel sad. It's okay to feel heartbroken. To not judge yourself for feeling this way, especially after a year. Like, it's fine. There's no time limit to how long it will take for somebody to get over somebody. Your path is your own path, and make it what you can. So. I'm worried about the state of things 2 months from now and how things can possibly recover. Infinity Ripper, I mean, this is definitely going to change a lot of things. This is going to be a humongous, impactful event on our lifetimes, but I don't think this is something we can't not recover from. It's going to be difficult, it's going to be hard, but I think we got this. Free work week with a therapist at BetterHelp. It's been a helpful service for me. Hell yeah. I did write a song when I was at my lowest. I play it back now, which helps me too, because I am nowhere near in that place I was, and it's good to remind myself of what I've overcome. Carnage, that's amazing. That's like good. That's like you keeping a journal and going back and reading and being like, wow, there's sort of something like that with me when I watch old watch episodes and where I'm drinking and I like literally look like fucking shit. I watch those old episodes and I'm just like, whoa, oh my god, man, I look horrible. Like everything about me just looks weird and different. Like my face, I look like I'm wearing a suit, like a fat suit. My hair is just like big. Yeah, I just look like I don't fucking care about who I am. And I love seeing that because it makes me feel like I made a good decision in my life to change my life for the better. If you use my link, I can get a free week too. Hell yeah, Desi, spread that link around. J-Dub, hey Avo, how does it feel to have a rapport on another level with all the battle rappers through watches? I'm super jealous, man. I remember you wanting Lux so bad, and then he finally came on. Yeah, J-Dub, I mean, it feels incredible to be validated in an industry that I love and have so much love for. Like, there's some huge moments that only Watch gave me. I mean, like, having Lux on, like, meeting Lux and, like, really sharing some time with him was amazing. Meeting Alchemist on here and like having a bond with him and being like homies with him now is super big. Like, Watch has done incredible things for me as, I don't even know what to call myself, a person, a battle rap personality, a contributor. So yeah, it feels great. It feels wonderful. how did I get my hands on a RED camera way back in the day when they cost thousands? Now they still cost thousands. They're still really expensive. I'm filming this on a RED. Makes no sense to film a web show for YouTube on a fucking RED camera. Yeah, I mean, I've always just been in film. I've always used my favorite equipment, which has been top of the line. So, Saint Soldier TV, yeah, Alchemist is the man, dude. He's super supportive of the channel. He actually like came to the Ruin Your Show. Like I'm very indebted to his support. Who was the first battle you watched on Watch, and who were the guests? The first battle was Soul versus Real Deal, and it was me, Ilmac, and Chase Moore, and it wasn't live, and it was at Chase Moore Studio. Hell yeah, Say Poop. I actually was gonna film something with them the weekend that I was out in Orlando, but this whole coronavirus thing fucked everything up, so we'll work together again. Any battle rappers you want to react with? Yeah, I want to get Mook on here. I want to get Rum Nitty on here. I want to get Math on here. I want to get Misfit on here. I want to get Knowledge on here. I want to get Uncle Raw. I want to do Smack, Beasley, ARP, Gaddis, Official. Yeah, there's a lot of people I want on here. Yo, Avo, you still doing your mile runs, or is it back on the treadmill with the virus thing going around? Alberto, unfortunately, I'm not running at all because I don't own a treadmill, and the track closed down, so I'm fucked pretty much. But, yeah, before the track closed down, I was doing the Murph workout every day, and that's like a pretty intense workout, and I was fucking loving it. I loved going to the track, and then it closed, but the thing about that is you just got to learn to adapt to what's going on in life. And I think if anything, this whole time is teaching us to adapt to our surroundings, and that getting comfortable is good, but also change is good, and being uncomfortable is the thing that's going to push us to grow. This time of quarantine is really going to push us to be self-introspective, sit with ourselves, think about who we are, push out all the bullshit that doesn't matter, think about who we are as human beings, push ourselves to be creative, push ourselves to work out by ourselves. Like, if anything, I've seen a lot of people just talking about exercise that I never even knew exercised in the first place. All these people are like, oh, how am I going to work out? I'm like, damn, you fucking like work out. I didn't know. Like, not saying they don't look like it, but I just didn't know they had an interest in fitness. And then I've seen a lot of people just be super into working out in their apartments. So if anything, I think it might even spike fitness goals in people. It might spike people reading. It might spike people looking at who they are introspectively. So I think being uncomfortable always produces the most growth and learning out of people. So I think this time of uncomfortability, if it has any silver lining, is that. So yeah. Pressure creates diamonds, hell yeah. Delph the white boy, what's up? Yeah, and Charlie, clips and goods on here would be pretty good. That would be fire. I would love that. As long as they didn't make fun of me. Because I'm not good at roasting, and I don't like to be roasted. Psycho, yes, let's go. What's the best advice a battler gave you, and who was it? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know any advice any battle rappers ever gave me. Me and Hollow have had some good talks. I know they would roast me the whole time. Fuck that. That's why they're not coming on. Get Diz on some Ruin Hour stuff? Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, Bangs did go crazy when he was on here. I'd love to get Bangs back. I know he's not going through, he's going through a rough time in his life, so. But yeah, guys, have anything else you want to talk about? I'm going to end this out. Who knows? I might do a watch tonight if I'm feeling froggy. I might just do it right now. So I don't know like what battle I'm gonna watch. I've been watching battles that most of the time people don't want to watch, so I've been kind of like, going through those. But I did watch Lux and Verb and Twerk and Arsenal. But I might watch another one. I don't know. Hell yeah, Jacob. How you doing? Hope you're doing good out there. Have you reached out to people that matter the most to you and told them that you care? Dr. Swagenheimer. Yes, I have. And I think everybody else should do that. Call your friends. Call your family. Call your parents. Tell your parents you love them. Let people know that they are important in your life. Be earnest. Be modest. Be authentic. And be genuine. And spread love, not joy. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end that right here. Ruin an Hour. It's going to be live again on Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are doing Ruin an Hour 2 times a week for as long as this quarantine is going on. And yeah, I'm probably going to watch a battle later tonight, so stay tuned for that. Peace out, guys. Hope you guys have a good evening, and I'll see you later. Peace.